Okay, we're good when you are.
On this week's sode, we're finding peace through mindfulness. We're learning that all suffering stems from attachment, and so we strive to avoid attachments in everything we do. Later, we avoid getting lost in the suffering of the past or worries of the future by remaining present and offering compassion to ourselves. Fuck, shit. Do it again. I know
You
you
had
heard it, and you're going to be a bitch about it, so I'm going to do it again.
You were so close too. You like stumbled for half a second and then you lost it. Like, It's all right. You were doing so good though.
Thank you. This is like one of my favorite intros I've ever written. I think it's so funny. Okay. On this week's sode, we're finding peace through mindfulness. We're learning that all suffering stems from attachment, and so we strive to avoid attachments in everything we do. Later, we avoid getting lost in the suffering of the past or the worries of the future by remaining present and offering compassion to ourselves. You've just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
And this is Peterson.
And
just a little bit of compassion towards ourselves, I think.
That's what we're doing right now. Self-compassion, you guys. It's very important and not something that most people do. I think everyone usually is nicer to other people than they are to themselves.
I'm super nice to myself. I'm always like, you have never done anything wrong.
Oh,
you're amazing.
What you're describing is narcissism?
What? I don't like that.
Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news. All right. Our news this week is brought to us by Crave Cookies. Crave.
Dude, I hope they paid extra for that.
I get little bonuses if I stretch this out. So
that's why our Crave segment's always so long.
Yeah, and you think I'm putting it back in the podcast? I'm not. It's going
straight
in my pocket.
to the pockets.
Pure corruption. That's that's what we're about here.
That little bonus is under the table that we don't see. That's not going through Patreon.
That's cash.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard cash in my pockets.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate
Crave Cookies has a new cookie menu every 2 weeks. Although, spoiler, we're going back to the weekly, you guys.
Oh,
this was only a 3-month trial on the 2-week menu, and while we found that it did have advantages, which it did, we also found that people just love that change. They love
Switch
that.
It up, baby.
More than having like the potential of having their favorite cookie for 2 weeks, they'd rather have a new cookie every week. It's kind of like how you and I play roguelikes. We're like, no, get the new item every fucking time. Oh, we've had that item before. Even though it's a really good item, get the new one.
Yep.
Let's try it out. So I guess it's just human psychology. We could not win despite the operational advantages that a 2-week menu affords us. But for now, we're still on it. So for the next 2 weeks, starting this Friday? Yeah, December 12th.
I don't know.
The new menu will be, and this will be for Christmas. This will be through Christmas. So there you go. The peppermint hot cocoa.
Beautiful.
Which is amazing. For me, it's awesome because it has a big old dollop of marshmallow cream on it. You know, it's my favorite food. Biscoff gingerbread. A gingerbread cookie stuffed with cookie butter. The Carmelita, for you oatmeal freaks that can't get enough. The Carmelita is back. Semi-sweet chips, caramel bits, and I think pretzels? No. Oatmeal, though. And also the Oreo cheesecake, one of the favorites. This is an Oreo-based dough with cheesecake in the middle. And finally, the holiday cupcake. So it's like our white sugar cookie cupcake, but it's got, I think they're red and green and white sprinkles on it.
Holiday sprinkles on it.
These are holiday sprinkles, right?
Nope. I can't see it. Yep. That looks like holiday sprinkles. Yeah.
There they are. So that's the menu. Get on down to Crave Cookies and get your cookie on.
Get your cookie off.
The year is 2025, and Netflix owns the Nemesis system.
What? What is what? What's happening?
Nothing makes sense. Imagine playing Shadow of War back in like 2012 or whenever the fuck that came out. And someone turns to you and you're like, hey, so this is going to be crazy, but this cool inventive system that they have here in which a boss type character that defeats you becomes stronger if it wins and recruits more.
Sick.
You're like, that's fucking cool. And they're like, so this cool thing, you're never going to see it in any other video game.
Never again.
For 13 years at least. And then all of a sudden Netflix is going to own it. You're like, Netflix, the fucking the mail by DVD guys? They're like, yeah, Netflix.
You're like, how did we get there?
You mean that Office streaming platform? You're like, yeah. That's it. So for $82.7 billion, Netflix, you guys may have heard, has acquired Warner Brothers. Just the whole thing. WB of Animaniacs.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
And there, it was a bidding war. They weren't like, it wasn't like this came out of the blue. WB was like, buy us. Which I guess that's the trick, is you just like slut it out there. You just put it out there. Like, that's all maybe we should start doing that.
Yeah, we should.
Buy us.
Who wants to
clearly
buy
for
us?
Sale.
So for sale, you guys. You have no idea.
Desperate to sell out.
Yeah,
we'd sell this podcast, start a new one, sell that one in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, we're just selling. That's all we do now. That's my 5-year plan. Ongoing is I'm just gonna like start a podcast, sell it.
Yeah, that's my move.
$50. Start a new podcast, sell it. $50.
Hey, it works for some people apparently. So, couple of the game properties under this deal that Netflix now owns. Netflix of Stranger Things fame. This is who owns Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts Legacy, and the entire DC universe.
Netflix.
Rocksteady Studios, guys made all the Batman Arkham games, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And more recently Kill the Justice League. Oops.
Well,
and also TT Games, formerly Traveler's Tales, who make all the Lego games. So all the Lego games are now under Netflix, which I'm actually back in on because I'd love to see some Netflix things as Lego games. Would not bum me out at all. I'm actually okay with that. Ted Sarandos, co-CEO of Netflix. Look, you come to me and you're like, we want you to be co-CEO. We're going to pay you buckets and buckets of money and stock options. I'd be like, yeah, that's great. Can I not be called that? I'll do all the jobs of the co-CEO here, but don't call me a co-CEO.
Is this like when Michael and Jim were like
regional
managers?
Maybe that's what's tainted me to the whole concept.
I don't like that.
This is a weird thing. I don't like.
Give him his own job title.
Yeah, call him CXO or whatever the fuck put in that letter. They do that with everything.
Yeah,
Chief Innovation Officer, Chief Smart Guy Officer. It doesn't matter. Just don't make me co-CEO.
Co-CEO, like you wouldn't want to put that on your business card.
Both the co-CEOs gave a statement on this, and they essentially said the same thing, which makes me think, what the fuck? Only one of you should have been. That should have been. We're co-CEOs. One person's giving the CEO statement. Both of you are doing it. Why are there two of you?
Yeah. What is happening?
Were there not enough executive bonuses? Anyway, Ted Sarandos, co-CEO of Netflix, said, by combining Warner Brothers' incredible library of shows and movies, from timeless classics like Casablanca and Citizen Kane to modern favorites like Harry Potter and Friends, with our culture-defining titles like Stranger Things, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Squid Game, we'll be able to do that even better. Bro, was that the best? And first of all, if you catch yourself, see, this is why there's two CEOs. One of them should have maybe thought we shouldn't compare Casablanca and fucking Citizen Kane to K-pop Demon Hunters.
Hey, it's
maybe
just
somebody should have raised their hand. They have 4 of them on the CEO desk. and nobody thought this was a silly, ridiculous thing to say.
Well,
Citizen Kane. In the same sentence.
Tell me how Citizen Kane is better than K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters. And also talking about culture defining things. Guys, give it a couple years. Because I'm pretty sure Stranger Things is going to like shrivel up and die and no one's going to talk about it in 3 years.
They're in their final season right now.
Same with K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah, it's a big flash in the pan right now. You write the same thing. Say YouTube acquires fucking Warner Brothers in 2012, and they're like, man, this is so great because we're taking like Casablanca and Citizen Kane and we're combining it with Gangnam Style and the history of dance. Culture defining things that nobody even fucking knows anymore. What the hell?
He calls it culture defining,
bros.
When
These
it's
fucking
like
assholes.
It's like something that went viral. It's like it's good, like it's a big deal. Like K-pop Demon Hunters is huge. It's so big.
Right.
But like
right now,
culture defining, like too soon to know that happened this year.
Yeah, pump the brakes before you start writing your autobiography.
And like Stranger Things, that's a big deal, right? But culture defining might be a little bit hefty. And so
Netflix, dude, these clowns are going to ruin. I mean, they already are ruining, but they're going to ruin the movie industry entirely. And this is because they clearly have no respect for it. And they think what they're doing is equivalent to a century of art that's been made and refined. And they're like, dude, look at this. K-pop Demon Hunters. Ha, it's so cool, right? Little girls love singing that shit. Okay. Anyway, nowhere in this announcement from any of the numerous CEOs or anyone else did they mention video games once. They didn't even say, oh, and we're also acquiring all this other stuff, including, I guess, like Hogwarts Legacy is not something you can just should just ignore. It was a huge fucking thing. But they didn't mention video games at all, which kind of brings me to my next point here. Is that this is another kind of thing that happened in the background this week, which is kind of crazy timing, is that Spry Fox is being spun off of Netflix, which we talked about this like a year or so ago, the term spin off and how weird it is that a company's just like, nah, you're good. It's yours. You just go back to, it's just yours again.
Just go do this. Yeah.
We bought you once. We don't want you anymore, but we're not going to sell you. So you can just have it. And they're like, do you want us to buy ourselves out? They're like, no, just have it.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's cool. It's all
that
yours,
sounds
dude.
like a lot of work.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do the paperwork. That costs more than we'd get from the sale. So yeah, you can just have it.
So
they spun off Spry Fox. They spun off Spry Fox. Say that 10 times fast.
I can't. And I don't want to hear you say it 10 times fast either. My brain hurts.
And these are the guys behind Spirit Crossing, which was also Spiritfarer. It's the sequel to Spiritfarer.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a big indie hit. And so, if I'm not mistaken, Netflix just bought these guys in 2022. And so, if my understanding is correct, they just funded Spirit Crossing for 3 years. And then they are just like, you're okay, bye. No harm, no foul. They just paid the salaries and staff who got to work at Netflix, which means I'm sure they got some options.
Yeah.
And they just got to piddle away on an indie game for 3 years that's coming out soon. And it's going to be a big hit. People are going to love it. And they just got paid. They just got fucking funded by Netflix to do it. That is how much money Netflix has. That this is just like just like a whatever. That's fine. So remember also in October of last year that Netflix shut down Team Blue, which seems cursed from the beginning.
Yeah.
Team Blue and their brand is red.
They messed up their branding weird. A little bit.
And they shut that down last year. This was a team they put together that was comprised of like Halo, God of War, Overwatch developer veterans that were going to come together and like revolutionize gaming for Netflix. And they shut them down after a couple years. And now the latest thing is Spry Fox being shut down. And Spry Fox, which was probably not costing them much. And even then they're like, you can just whatever, see ya. And on top of them not mentioning games in this announcement at all, makes me think that I don't think we're going to see any game. I don't think, my prediction is that by the end of next year, what is it? The Warner Brothers Discovery or whatever the fuck, Interactive or whatever it's called, the arm of Warner Brothers that is over the video game part of things will no longer be owned by Netflix. They'll sell it.
You think they'll sell it off?
I mean, there's a ton. The Saudis.
To the Saudis.
Yeah, they're the only ones that are cutting checks for big video game studios. They are the only ones.
J.K. Rowling will love it if Harry Potter is owned by the Saudis.
She would love that.
Be a huge, big fan of that.
She would be stoked. She'd probably get another. She'd build herself a castle in Abu Dhabi. She'd be stoked.
Yeah. So that would. I think that's a. Oh wait, I'm gonna play this real quick. Hold on.
Nostradamjadius.
I mean,
regular one.
I appreciate it. I don't think it's going to come, but
yeah.
I should have said Dubai, by the way. Abu Dhabi's in UAE.
It's fine. It's fine. We know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's an interesting prediction that they're going to sell off the games side of it completely, and
I mean, if you were even remotely planning to do something with it, you would probably have mentioned it. You would have been like, and they're also really excited because they mentioned Harry Potter in this announcement, and you would be like, oh man, we got a huge new Harry Potter game coming out in a couple years, and we're gonna really incorporate that. We're gonna try to build a new Harry Potter mini series around that world. Like, there's a fucking million things because they're, I mean, they're making that new. Are they making a new Harry Potter series right now? So that's gonna be on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was on Netflix originally, was it?
Well, no, but it's HBO.
Huh?
Because currently HBO is like the home of all the Harry Potter shit. So that's gonna move at some point. But I wonder how this.
I don't know
how this works.
Why don't they just buy HBO?
Yeah, at this point, why not?
Just buy HBO next.
Buy everything, whatever. Oh my god. So yeah, I don't know what happened. It is interesting. I think Mortal Kombat to a lesser extent in DC, but Harry Potter, especially right now, because they're literally sitting on a gold mine that they're mining right now, means that this is not like a small thing that can be ignored. This is not something that's just gonna be like, fuck it, like we'll just let them sit there and rot on the Netflix. Like something's gonna happen with this. This is too valuable of an asset that Netflix just picked up for them to sit on it. So it necessitates a sale or some sort of movement. And what they've done to their game side of their business over the last 2-3 years has been like a total vote of no confidence from the multiple CEOs. They clearly don't think the games are the future of Netflix. And so they just bought a bunch of fucking games and I don't know what they're going to do with them. It's very strange. I'm very interested to see how that works out. And more so, I did make that comment in the headline about the Nemesis system. And I think that could end up through whatever sale. If there's a sale, great. If not, and it's with Netflix, it's much more likely that something happens with it. I feel it's like out there. It's like out there now. And I feel like if nothing else, maybe a studio feels more comfortable violating that patent or whatever the fuck, because they're like, Netflix won't give a shit, or whoever the Saudis, or what are they going to do? Chop my hands off?
Yeah, they can't. They have to come over here.
They have to come here, and I'm not going to a Turkish embassy anytime soon.
No, I'm not going to go there. Mm-mm.
Can't fool me.
No plans. No plans to be there.
Fool me. Get ready to see a bunch of AI-generated crap in the next Fallout and Elder Scrolls games. Okay, fairness. It's a bit of a harsh read. But Todd Howard was talking in an interview with Eurogamer, and he did it. He was like, "Yeah, we'll use AI. Yeah, we're going to use AI." He says, "I view it as a tool, but creative intention, comes from human artists. Number one." So he compares it to essentially you wouldn't go back 10 years and use a 10-year-old version of Photoshop. And so he's saying this is like the newest, best tool, this AI, for creating and iterating on video games. And he says iterations and generating things and working on our tool set for how we build our worlds and check things. So that sounds like he's using it for bugs too. They're using that for QA, and they're using it to build the world, which, if you guys remember, Starfield received quite a bit of criticism because it used randomly generated, procedurally generated landscapes and worlds. So they bragged about having thousands of planets, but they were all the same fucking thing, just procedurally generated crap. And the human things that were designed, like the whatever things, the bases you went to raid, were exactly the same. They were just carbon copies because they were made by people. So he does say the right things in this interview. He does. He says that's we want to protect the artistry. The human intention of it is what makes our stuff special. So maybe he did learn a lesson from Starfield.
No, you know what's going to happen.
No,
you know what's going to happen. Is he saying
absolutely?
He's saying yeah, we're going to protect artistry because that's what makes our games great. Which he's right. Like the world building in Fallout and stuff is amazing. Right, but what they're going to do is what everyone else has accidentally done. They're going to just get some AI to just create something, and they're going to put it in there and be like, this is just a placeholder, and then they'll forget, and they're just going to get lazy about it. Is what's going to happen, is because they are going to have deadlines. They're going to have hard stops on certain things that they have to finish, and so they'll use AI and just be like, we'll go in and fix it later. And then they've moved past it. They're never going to come back and fix it later. And so it's going to end up in the game.
Yeah.
And then we're going to call them out, and they're going to be like, it was supposed to be a placeholder.
Oh, we forgot to take out that 8-fingered man that we left in there. And on top of that, that's huge. And I 100% agree that whatever they're using it as a tool, they're not going to go back and remove. But the other part that really jumped out to me is what he says is how we build our worlds or check things. To me, check things, I could be wrong. It sounds like QA. It sounds like looking for bugs. If you're using AI to look for bugs, there's going to be a fuck ton of bugs.
There's going to be crazy bugs.
In games that are notorious for huge bugs.
Yeah.
And they're going to speed through and be like, no, it's fine. We had the AI.
AI said it was good. It was good. They checked it. They checked the code. It was all good.
And they're just gonna have to crunch through the. So I put this in here because I feel like it's indicative. I feel like Todd Howard is being honest, and he's being more honest than a lot of game studios are about how they're using AI and how much they're using it for. And so I think this is what we can expect, is that there's just going to be a lot more game studio heads that are pushing for it because they're like, this is like the tool we have to use. Like he says, this is like using, if not using this would be like using a 10-year-old version of Photoshop, which I'm like, I guess, but
like, I get what he's saying. And I think there are some aspects he's right, but I think it's just a slippery slope. You know what I mean? It gets easy to just rely on it. And then it's going to be messy. And I just feel like we've got, I don't know where we go from this.
There's no going back. This is what it is. Although it is interesting to see like what happens if we come to rely this heavily on AI and it doesn't deliver. So they use AI to tell, and it tells them there's no bugs in this game. Everything's great. Everything's hunky-dory. And they launch Fallout 5, or I guess the new Elder Scrolls game. And it's so bug-ridden that even after 6 months, like we're talking like Cyberpunk 2077 status. And if that's entirely the fault of AI, I don't know that you go back to that well, especially for how much it costs and all this stuff. And so if AI is already, which, you know, kind of in that cusp of, is AI going to deliver on everything that it's been promised? And we're going to see that over the next couple of years. And this could go either way. But either way, it's in it. We're in there. We're going to get, for the next couple of years, until we know whether or not AI can handle this stuff, we're getting AI games.
Yeah, we are.
Period. Especially in the AAA space.
And I feel like not in the way that we want either. Like there are some, we've talked about it a lot. Like it would be cool if they had AI doing this, but like instead it's just going to be like they're going to use AI to
replace the artist,
design and program and
make
things
20
like
bucks
that.
an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Saudi Arabia's public investment fund will own almost all of EA under a buyout plan. We already reported on this. The biggest leveraged buyout in history, in which the Saudis saddled EA with $20 billion of debt on their books right away, which is kind of unfair, but whatever. And now we know that the Saudis will own 93.4% of EA.
That's crazy.
The video game company. It's a Saudi company. That is a very born and bred, corn-fed American company that is now wholly owned by the Saudis.
The Saudis.
So that they can use it for propaganda. That's fucking... And on top of that, EA's annual revenues have been flat the last 3 fiscal years. They're around like $7.5 billion. Flat. So the Saudis, I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I would imagine they're smart enough to know that their ownership and management isn't going to bring that up. They're not coming into this like, we're buying EA because we are experts of video games. They're buying it as a money-making vehicle. Would be the the obvious thing, but that's not going to happen. And what's the ROI on this? How many years do you need to make back the $80 billion they spent on this? We're talking a 15-year payoff. And so that's not a really good investment either. And so what you have to assume is that it's a propaganda tool. It's 100% soft power, cultural power, whatever you want to call it. The Saudis watched China very closely, calling the shots in Hollywood through the 90s and 2000s. And every fucking movie that was so desperate to be one of the 8 movies that they would show in China because they knew that would make it immediately profitable. And so they'd do anything. They'd take a black guy off a poster. They'd do whatever the China wanted them to do because of the money. And that's what the Saudis are doing here, is that we are going to be the Hollywood here. We are going to define the culture by which, I guess, if this was Scotland's investment fund, we wouldn't really give a shit.
Right.
But considering these are people who have, let's just say, problematic royal family, is what I'll get into, I guess, here.
Yeah.
Having this amount of influence. Now. Yeah, I know.
It's over.
Again, there's no Turkish embassies here in Salt Lake that I know of, so I'll be good.
Okay. That's what they all say.
That's what they all say.
Next thing you know, you're disappearing into a van.
Well, you guys know I didn't shoot myself 3 times in the head. You guys know that. Riblets. All right, riblets are little meat chunks of news. Not quite enough.
Just little guys.
Meat on the story for a full rib, but still worth a nibble.
But yeah,
still worth chipping your tooth on.
Lick at it a little bit.
You want a meat flavored slab of barbecue sauce? We got you covered.
Yeah.
And then Applebee's. An unidentified mid-sized game company in Japan is asking potential recruits to draw in front of them to avoid generative AI fraud. This came to us from a story out of a Japanese outlet, Daily Shinko, who's talking to an anonymous chief graphic designer who is claiming that his company has started requiring that candidates draw in front of them, just like
they see it.
Draw, because they hire. This isn't like a preventative thing. This is a reactive thing, because apparently they've hired a number of people in the past couple years or whatever that literally show up to the first day on the job and can't do the job because they just used AI to lie and cheat and draw for them, essentially. And then they showed up and actually couldn't do the job. This same chief graphic designer complains that this process is extraordinarily time consuming and it's very annoying for recruiters, but it's something that he has deemed necessary. Now, the funny twist of the story when I kept reading is my thought was, oh man, look, this is like a response to AI, and this is, this is a company reacting appropriately. If you keep reading, it tells you that the design, despite all of this, is that the executives of the company are pushing for more generative AI usage, not less. They basically would be like, yeah, hire those guys. Look, they're using AI. So he's basically saying, like, I'm fighting this battle here and my generals don't have my back.
Wow.
They're telling me, like, that's a stupid battle to fight, but it's the battle that needs to be fought to actually win. And they're just like, no, fuck that. Just let the guys, let them in.
Let them in. They're doing great.
Let them do it. But
look
I'm
at
sorry,
that AI
I got
prompt.
war on my mind with fucking AI World War II Santa here. Look at that. I'm thinking about war.
This was an AI prompt.
Peterson uses AI for the podcast now, unironically. Jump on YouTube and you can see what World War II Santa looks like. This ain't not bad. I don't know what's going on with his gun. He's gonna shoot himself in the armpit.
Well, would you like this one better than this one?
We have another option for World War II Santa in the AI gen.
He's 8-bit.
Where he's an 8-bit World War II Santa. He has giant wings that are coming out of his ass. He is riding a Jeep,
which
not
is
unlike a motorcycle, and has a propeller on the front of it and two handles instead of the windshield. There's two handles
he's holding on to. It's flying.
He's delivering candy canes and a gun to an active war zone.
Yeah,
where things like cowboys and dinosaurs and what looks like maybe an alien are having a fight.
Yeah, that's what
here comes World War II 8-bit Santa.
Yeah.
Why are we fighting AI art? It's great.
It's so good.
Got 3 fingers on one hand, 2 on the other. It's perfect.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that. Beautiful.
So yeah, we're just AI video games. That's what we're doing, guys. AI everything. Fuck it. The players of a game called Where Winds Meet are tricking AI-powered NPCs into giving them rewards by using the Solid Snake method. This is a live service.
What is
RPG.
the Solid Snake method?
It's just repeating. I guess it's some joke about how Solid Snake talks in Metal Gear Solid and how he just like repeats back.
Okay.
The last half of your sentence is confirmation, I guess. Kind of like an active listening thing. This is a live service game out of NetEase. It's like an RPG, and it has it's so cheaply made that they have replaced NPC dialogue with AI chatbots.
Okay.
Which, if you've actually, because I will interact with them, my primary interaction with AI chatbots is customer service stuff.
Is sexual? Oh, okay. Keep going.
Which, I mean, you could both ways. Like, yeah, if I'm trying to lower my mortgage payment, I might as well have some slut on the other line telling me how to do it. So I always ask them to act slutty when they're helping me.
That's smart. That's smart.
Just 2 birds, baby. So NPCs in this game are responsible for assigning quests and awarding gifts for completing said quests. And people basically just keep repeating what the NPC is saying back to it over and over until they get confused, and they just end up giving you the reward.
No way.
So yeah, this is a Blursty nom for Blurst feature.
For sure.
Fantastic is that you just, which I mean, if anyone's talked to even just things not like AI chatbots, but like Chat GPT or whatever, Google Gemini, you can confuse pretty easily. It is not that difficult. They are pretty dumb, which I fucking love that people like fall in love and like ruin their lives and like try to marry these things.
Yeah.
Based on, because they're like so painfully stupid.
It was like when they were getting Darth Vader to say racist stuff on Fortnite.
Yeah. Same concept. Yeah. Yep. But instead he's like giving you rewards. So this is good practice because the new Elder Scrolls and Fallout games, it's exactly what
same
like
exact thing. We're gonna know exactly how to loophole it.
Yeah, you just loophole and you just beat the game. Speedrunners are gonna be really stoked on that. Micron, chip developer Micron, has ended crucial consumer SSD and RAM line, and they're shifting their focus to AI and enterprise.
Wow.
So if you So their consumer RAM, the consumer side of their RAM business is going to be closed down in February of 2026, and they're just doing enterprise. That's everybody. That's kind of the driving force behind chip shortage is like, would I sell a chip to one consumer building a PC, or would I rather sell 1 million to a car company or an AI server farm, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
And they're, I mean, fuck, can you blame them? Like, this is a company, like, they have no obligation to the individual consumer. You sell to who's buying. I mean, okay. I don't like playing devil's advocate on this because it sucks, and I'm personally affected by how bad it sucks. But if my store, my Crave Cookies store in Draper, was receiving substantial catering orders to the point that we didn't need to actually like sell to individual consumers, I might just stop.
You might be just cut that down.
Yeah. Because, man, brother, if I didn't have to have the store, if I didn't have to have customer service element in my store, and it was just, we just got to sit there and make cookies all goddamn day and just be a catering shop, that would reduce my labor costs. Yeah. It would also include guaranteed sales. I wouldn't have to be like, oh man, this Thursday is real slow, I hope people come in. It'd be like, no, I have sales booked, and my labor's lower because we're doing hyper specialized stuff. You have to.
Yeah,
interesting. So you can't blame the companies. You can blame the AI trend, the bubble, the fucking morons in Wall Street that are propping this thing up to the point that it has just an endless depth, endless well of cash to do this. Blame all them. Sure, they're fucking assholes and morons. But the companies that are doing this, it's really hard to argue against going where the money. Now, they may eat shit if the AI bubble pops and they're not set up anymore for consumer business. Which would suck. That's like if I went all in on catering and the catering dried up, I would be fucked.
Right.
And it would be my own fucking fault. But I mean, it's hard to argue with chasing easy money, man. Like, and that's what we're going to see. We're going to see. So do not abuse your PCs. Get an air duster. Replace your thermal paste. Take good care of your machines, folks. We're not getting new ones.
Yeah.
We're stuck with these. The last story here on our Riblets is Tencent has agreed to stop pretending that Light of Mataram is coming out while they're getting sued for pretending that Light of Mataram is coming out.
Oh.
The Horizon Zero Dawn ripoff.
We wanted this one to come out.
So such an obvious ripoff that they actually started the game's development as a ripoff, and then when Sony said you can't rip us off, they were like, well, we're going to rip you off anyway.
Please, though, can we, though?
But we'll come back in 6 months and just ask again nicer. Tencent has agreed to pause all promotion and public testing for Light of Mataram as the lawsuit moves toward a major hearing early next year. So that means no new marketing and no big publicity or public tests of the game.
Okay.
Well, basically, it's just kind of like heads down. I'm sure they're going to keep working on it. But it's funny, the latest from Tencent, remember they tried to get this thrown out just on baseless grounds. My favorite new tactic is that they're saying that they're arguing that Sony wants a monopoly on common genre ideas like red-haired heroes and robot creatures. Yes, that's what Sony's going for.
That was
all robot creatures. They want to own that.
Red-haired heroine? Nope, can't do that.
I don't think that's the problem. That's the most disingenuous lawyer bullshit I've ever fucking read. That's crazy. You guys are being assholes. Just drop it. You fucked up. You took a big dumb bet that they'd let you rip off their game. They didn't. Cut your losses. You just look stupid now. And now you're throwing bad money after bad by hiring lawyers to make bad fucking arguments like this. Dude,
here's what I hope happens.
Yeah.
I hope Light of Mataram gets completely shut down.
Yeah.
It disappears. And in 15 years, 20 years, it comes out. and then it gets played, and people are like, "Oh, we remember this," and they play it, and it's so good.
It's the best game
It's
that ever
so
was.
much better
Than Horizon
Zero Dawn. Like, so good. And there's
That
gonna
would be
some
amazing.
guy, some dev who's now 75 years old, and he's like,
I knew it.
I worked really hard on this. I knew this is why we fought so hard. This is what I want to happen.
Dude, that's such a bullshit argument. It's not like Michael Bay tried to sue Horizon Zero Dawn because there were robot creatures, or that Hasbro, I guess, tried to sue them. Robot creatures, no. Red-haired heroines, no. What?
It's like Disney coming after them and being like, we have a red-haired lady that shoots a bow in Brave, and so you can't use
is
that.
Sony trying to sue Disney? No. Like, so your argument on its face is so shitty.
Crazy.
Because if it were,
yeah,
then if that was actually what Sony was arguing, you could say, like, yeah, why aren't they suing these guys? Why aren't they suing that guy? Like, these are things that without any legal education whatsoever, like just common sense, like a Soviet citizen or a sovereign citizen could get up there and be like, could argue this case and win for Sony. It is so bad.
Yeah.
So fucking bad. What a mess. I'm not doing bursty calls. We'll do those next week.
Okay.
Kudos.
I'm coming.
He's coming.
Kudos. Coods, our positivity segment. We like to give coods to things that we like.
To positive things that we like this week.
Yeah, they're all about coods. And Peterson has no coods. Everyone.
I was trying to think, like, it wasn't a horrible week, but
like a nice message. He didn't have a great week. He has nothing.
I'm kind of sick. And there was some good things that happened, but
he slept 16 hours last night. That was good.
I had a long sleep last night, but like, well, okay, you want me to give kudos to sleeping? Like, I don't know. That's a very Spencer kudos. I'm not doing that.
Water.
Yeah, so why don't you go and give us your kudos?
Okay, I have. Well, now that you mention it, I kind of have like two coods. If you're not going to go, I have two new food coods.
Wow. Okay.
See, that's funny. Is if we call it coods, we can't call them foods. We have to call them foodos and coods. And the lack of symmetry is kind of making my head hurt.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Foods, but in our heads, it's spelled FEWDS. Foods.
We just have to. Yeah. I think we'll have to like mentally
prepare. All right, my first foods.
I don't like that.
Everything's a workshop on this podcast, folks. Change is inevitable.
I was in. I'm back out. I'm
I guess we're calling them kudos again. Sorry.
Foodos.
We tried foods. We tried coods. We
can say coods. We can't. We gotta say foodos.
Foods. So my foodos this week, to one of them goes to High Chews Bites. Patrick's not wrong. He says JD ruins everything.
He's ruined everything.
It's not wrong. These guys, High Chew Bites. You may have seen them. They have a little thing here that says unwrapped.
I have not seen those.
Is why I think I've seen them before and I avoided them like the plague, because it's not anything to do with High Chews. It's because, have you ever had unwrapped Starburst?
The
most vile candy known to man. It's like they chose all of the shitty, stale Starburst that had fallen behind the Starburst machine, and then they cut them down to size, cut all the rotten bits off like a baby carrot, and then coated them in a half-inch layer of wax. That's a fucking unwrapped Starburst. I don't know how they still exist. I see them everywhere, and I would love to meet who likes to eat those so I could slap them in the face and then drag them to the gutter.
I don't think they're as bad as you're saying.
They are awful. Starburst unwrapped are the worst candy maybe ever.
Do you like regular Starburst a lot?
I love Starburst. Unwrapped ones are worse than circus peanuts and Idaho potatoes. Those
are both good things. I love circus peanuts.
Thanks for making my point, dude. This is why you don't have you have no credibility here as a candy liker.
Circus peanuts are
Your
delicious.
3 favorite candies are Circus peanuts, Unwrapped Starburst, and Idaho Spuds.
Okay, now my
You
favorite.
like washing them all down with like a Chucky Fanta.
Dude,
Bad
circus
person.
peanuts are
You're
good.
a fucking bad person.
How do you hate circus peanuts? You love marshmallows.
High Chews bites are
I don't
unwrapped,
care
and
what
I
you say
thought they would
anymore.
be shitty because they're unwrapped. I was so wrong, and in fact, I will go on the record as saying that these are the best High Chews I
Are
have
they
ever
smaller?
had. They are the same size as High Chews. They're a slightly different shape. And the mix I have is mango, green apple, and strawberry, which I would say are the weakest flavors of High Chews.
Oh,
And if I had my pick over these versus the fantasy mix or the getaway mix or any of the recent mixes that have been fucking awesome, stellar flavors, I would go with these because the texture is that much better.
how is it different? How is it different?
Oh, they're bro, I can't even compare it to a candy I've had. I don't know.
So like with
don't
High Chew, are
know.
they chewier than High Chews? Like
They're a little less chewy
okay.
because High Chews are very chewy.
Right,
These are
right.
less chewy than High Chews.
Okay.
But I crushed the whole package, which I rarely do after my cavity spree.
Yeah.
Try to eat a couple candies here, a couple candies there. Nope, I put this whole package down. I couldn't stop eating it.
Beautiful.
It was so amazing. Like I said, I can't describe the texture because I have nothing to compare it to. What I don't know. Well, you'll have to try them. You got to try them. I found them at Daiso, which is another kudos I have. I have 3 kudos, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any more Daisos in.
There's one by us.
Oh, you have one too, so you know what this is.
Yeah, it's like
Perfect.
a dollar store, Asian
Like
dollar
an
store.
Asian dollar store
Yeah,
that has like quality shit.
it's got like all sorts of stuff, but it's just Asian stuff, right?
Yep.
It's like
Not
it's
the
just
best,
the craziest mix of things.
not the best ramen selection, but they do have a pretty decent candy selection for Asian
it's all right.
candies.
Mhm.
But they have a ton of just like stuff.
That's where I got those spicy curry like Cheeto thingies. They're so good.
Shit,
I got them at
should've looked
Daiso.
for those.
They're so good.
I was looking at some chips, but I didn't see those, or I wasn't
Yeah.
looking for those.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, that's where I found these, but I think they're available elsewhere. I also think there are sour ones. Let's see, High Chew bites. This is the superior form factor. It really is.
These are better. Okay.
It's just universally better than
It's like
High Chews.
Nerds gummy clusters. Just like, oh, this is better.
We had Nerds for 20 years and they were kick ass, and the Nerds gummy clusters came along and it's like,
And you
what
were
are Nerds?
Yeah.
I don't need.
Why would I
Nerds
eat a
anymore.
plain nerd now?
Oh, looks like they've got oh wow, these are these like a berry flavor? High Chew bites.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, orange. Oh, orange. They have orange. So it seems like they have a lot of flavors. They're going to be hard to find.
They got mixes.
And like I'll be honest, there's not great reviews on Amazon. So this may just be a me thing that I love the form factor of these guys.
I'm gonna try them.
But I think they're fucking good. So keep an eye out for High Chew bites. I already gave a kudos to Daiso, and my third kudos goes to candied. I guess it's called cowboy candy, is what the term in cooking is. If you're looking for recipes for this shit, it's going to be cowboy candy. I've seen candied jalapenos. I've seen candy crisp jalapenos. It's basically, think about pickled jalapenos with sugar. Very sweet pickled jalapenos.
Yeah.
So instead of like, so Patrick started cowboy candy. I got some at Trader Joe's. They were great. I chopped them up and threw them in a bread that I made that was really, really good with some goat cheese. It's fancy. But I was at a different grocery store and I was looking to see if they had them, because now I look out for it all the time. And I found this other brand from Texas Pepperworks. And it's called Candy Crisp Jalapenos with a K, Candy Crisp. And they They are so much better than the Trader Joe's ones. These are like sticky, like sugary, sticky, like falling apart kind of things. They're so gooey.
Okay.
They're not. The Trader Joe's ones were more crunchy, and they had more like of a jalapeno. But these are like goop. This is like a couple more minutes in the jar. You spread it on toast. But whatever it is, if you see these, if you see a recipe for it, if you like jalapenos, if you like pickled jalapenos, like I've got one of my nephews just eats them out of the fucking the jar with like a fork. He loves them. And so if that's your jam, try these out, because there's just like they've still got a kick, but they've got that sugar sweetness to them. So you could throw them on a sandwich, you could throw them in with some eggs. They just like have a little bit, I wouldn't say more versatility, but they've got a different use case. And you can make your own. I'm going to probably make my own soon here because I want to test some recipes. And I'd love to make some with my own peppers next year. And so I'm going to refine some recipes with store-bought peppers. So when I use my real peppers, I don't have to waste them testing recipes. But cowboy candy, it's fucking awesome. It's awesome. It's so good. And I don't know how I have never found it before. So check that out.
I don't think it's something that I would like.
Why?
I don't like jalapeno jam and stuff like that. I don't like sweet and jalapeno together.
That's interesting.
I know. I've tried so many variations of it, and it's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know people love it. I know people love this. I've seen this before.
They're called at Trader Joe's. They're called hot and sweet jalapenos.
Well, if you make your
you would
own,
like those.
We gotta have a good name for them.
I think you'd like the hot and sweet jalapenos.
Well, I like pickled jalapenos, but I like them like salty and pickly. I don't want them sweet.
Oh,
don't give me sweet. I want salty, pickly, vinegary.
That's a much better argument than the one you were making for circus peanuts.
Circus peanuts are dope. Have you read the Easter ones, like the Easter bunny ones? There's different like flavors and stuff.
No,
same
I
texture.
try to avoid vomiting as much as I can.
Okay.
But that's just me. That's just like a me
thing. I don't like what you're
just
saying.
Like that.
No. Is that all your kudos?
I don't know. I could probably come up with some more.
I
had a good week. I've been eating like a king.
You've been eating
really good curry last night. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, it was rubbed in our faces.
Don't. It's spicy. It'll burn your eyes.
Nope. Here's what I think of this.
Dear Game Devs, it's been nearly a fortnight since I last wrote. Mother is well and much has changed back on the farm, but I have just one request of you.
All right, Dear Game Devs is this segment where we speak directly to the myriad game developers who listen to this podcast, and we try to give them advice that they will follow. You know, maybe our problem is that we call this and promote this as Dear Game Devs, and we should be calling it Dear Game Execs.
Because
the game
dear
developers
Saudis.
are on our Dear Saudis.
Dear Saudi princes.
Because the game devs are on our side for most of these, I would imagine. But it's their bosses and their bosses' bosses, and of course the Saudis that are actually in charge of these decisions. So maybe that's been the problem with your game devs all this time. Preaching to the wrong choir.
Yeah, the game devs are like, we're trying, but it's not on them.
So that's the answer is we just need to buy some game studios.
Should we buy the Nemesis system?
Check my couch for some extra quarters so I can buy.
Dude, let's get the Nemesis system.
So, dear game devs, Peterson said it. We want you to put the Nemesis system in these games, these genres, these intellectual properties, whatever, wherever you can use it. If it's out there in the wilderness, like penicillin, what would you? What should we have made with it? What should be made with the Nemesis system?
You said you had a bunch, so why don't you start with
first.
one?
I think the easiest one is any superhero set in a city that's confined to a city. I like Spider-Man for this. Even the new Spider-Man.
I did
games.
Batman for this.
Yep, Batman and Gotham.
Same type of thing, though. Yep.
The idea that, and it fits in lore almost better than any other use case that I could come up with for the Nemesis system.
Right.
It fits comic book characters because this happens in the comic book so often. Every fucking story, the hero faces a villain and the villain beats him the first time they fight. It happens in every fucking superhero thing ever. And oftentimes the villain gets stronger, either unrelated or directly because of the fact that they just beat the main hero. It happens in every fucking superhero
just think
thing.
of any superhero, anything,
and especially
in a
city where you're in a confined space. And Spider-Man's a great example for this. Spider-Man, every episode of, and Batman too. Batman animated series, the Spider-Man animated series, every episode followed the same formula, and every time it was like, there's a villain, he does X, Batman or Spider-Man finds him, fights him, loses, goes back to the drawing board, villain causes more chaos, and then Batman or Spider-Man eventually figures out a way to beat him and win.
Literally the plot of the Into the Spider-Verse movies right now.
Yeah.
He's fighting Spot, and Spot doesn't lose, and then he gets more powerful, and now he's like out of control. It's literally the plot of those series right now.
And I realize this, and I apologize for saying this so late. The Nemesis system, we should probably have introduced. One of the 15 times we mentioned it this episode. It came from 2 different Lord of the Rings games that came out in the 2010s called Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. And in those games, you played as a character that was set in Mordor before the events of the movies and the books. And you were fighting orcs, and in an effort to get to Sauron and fight him ultimately and beat him. And if you lost to an orc, that orc would become stronger and move up the hierarchy of orcs
move up the ranks. Yeah.
And then the next time you faced that orc, they would be stronger, and they'd have, people below them that would fight for them the more they moved up. And so you were really trying not to lose to these things, because then you just make them stronger and stronger.
And there'd always be one that you just like, why do I lose to this guy every time? Like, he just beats you like 3 times in a row.
The dynamic was so fun. They talk shit. You'd walk up to him in a town square or something and be like, "Oh, you're back for more. Didn't I kill you already?" That type of stuff.
Remember what happened last
really
time?
Fun. Yeah. But what happened through some rights issues, this was patented. The system was patented, and then they just sat on it. They sat on it. They're still sitting on it. And so that's been something that people have mentioned. I believe the Wonder Woman game that was canceled utilized this system, and people were really stoked to see it again. But we haven't really seen it in practice since those games. Everyone's been too scared to utilize it, though it could be really fun. And again, I think it'd be perfect for superheroes.
Heroes, perfect.
One that I thought would be amazing, because we already mentioned how badly we wanted this, but an Invincible video game, I think of all of my ideas, this was the best overall fit, because I've read the comics, I've read all through the whole series, and even just watching this show, you've seen how this happens. Invincible's enemies are always getting stronger. That's just how the whole thing works.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Invincible. If he's invincible, his enemies have to continue to push that boundary by getting stronger. And his enemies get stronger and stronger and stronger, the people he fights. And in some cases, it's like almost a meta commentary. If you remember Battle Beast, the giant like white cat that beats the shit out of him in the first season, when he was originally in the comic, the reason he is so strong, not in lore, but in just reality, why they wrote him that strong, is because they started writing him and they just liked him a lot. So he went from a one-off that beat the shit out of Mark to arguably one of the strongest characters in the entire universe, because they thought he was dope. And so that just happens in Invincible. The characters just keep getting stronger because Mark Grayson's invincible and he has to be tested. And so for a video game, oh my god,
it would be so good. It would be perfect.
Mark gets his ass kicked half of the episodes of the show. He gets his ass
constantly.
That's all he does, is just get the shit kicked out of him. So for the Nemesis system, because you could argue for some of these, you'd try to cheese it because you wouldn't want to lose. And it might not even make sense for Batman to get this shit kicked out of him, because whoever's beating up Batman will probably go shoot him in the head.
He'll probably murder him.
They'll go murder him because it's fucking Gotham City. But for Invincible, you literally can cave his skull in and he's gonna survive. You can rip his guts out and throw him on the ground. He's gonna survive. So this is perfect for that, because his enemies beat the shit out of him. They go, fuck around and dude, I love it. I love it.
They could unlock like different abilities if they level up. Like I think that would be fun, and I think that's something we could do with the Nemesis system now. Like if the more modern version of it, like if a certain character like Battle Cat or something beats you, then he is going to be tougher next time. Not just like his stats are better, but like he has different move sets, and he's got, maybe a little bit unlocked some moves. That's what I would like to see out of a superhero thing. Like they've unlocked more abilities and moves as if they
I love it.
beat you, they actually become better. So that's what I loved that for superheroes as well. That was my first one. My second one, I think maybe is just as obvious, maybe not. Game of Thrones. Because Game of Thrones is also like a situation where you're like, there's a lot of different players and factions and people involved. And if they beat you, they are going to become more powerful. And I was like, how would you play this as a game, though? What would this game look like?
An RTS?
Close. I was thinking like a Total War type of game.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where you've got like the overworld map, because you do lose all the time in Total War. All the time. You'll just get beat and you run off and you like do a retreat and then go like lick your wounds, get your army back. Any sort of Total War property, this would be brilliant. The Nemesis system would be brilliant. Again, they would unlock different moves for the hero that's in that battle, different armies they could have, so they would actually become tougher to beat, and it would become much more strategic. Like one thing with the Lord of the Rings ones, Mordor, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, is sometimes the enemies would get a little bit tougher, but they wouldn't change that much. You'd just be like, I just sucked that battle. Like I just did something dumb, and I was like, I got a little cocky, and that's why you would lose half the time. And then they would get a little bit stronger and things like that. And sometimes they would. I remember I would always lose to them because there'd be like one guy, and he'd always be there with another captain. So I'm fighting like two at once.
Yeah,
this little bastard.
Cheat. And that was fun. Is that I think the plot of the game actually played into this. Now that I'm remembering it, is what was his name? Ratbag. You had an ally who was one of these orcs, really low tier shit orc, and you kept killing the leader orcs to weasel him up,
to move him up the ranks,
because he was going to be like your buddy.
He's like, you're in. Yeah. So like that type of stuff is fun. So I think with like a Warhammer, or like a Total War with Game of Thrones, because you could have all the different factions, all the different like kingdoms, and then like they beat you, then they could gain a little bit more power, gain a little bit more influence, which is a big deal in Game of Thrones. Something like that. They've moved up the hierarchy when you're trying to move up the hierarchy yourself. And so they become like a bigger nemesis, so to speak.
I like that a lot. And it has so much flexibility because you could just choose any house in Game of Thrones and just play them all differently. I had a similar thought in the lines of Age of Empires. Kind of same concept. There was a thing in Age of Empires 3 that I thought was always funny. It seemed like a very, very tiny little detail for them to add. But if you were, so all of the different nations that you chose to play as, whether it was like Russia or China or whatever, they all had sometimes it was the king, sometimes it was the emperor, sometimes it was whatever, because it was all about colonialism. But they would speak. So like, I think for Russia, it was like Catherine the Great. And so she would like talk shit during the game. Like, oh, I can't believe you sent that army to fight me. And one of the things is if you played on medium difficulty, or if you played on a certain difficulty and on a mission and then lost and came back and played on a lower difficulty, they would comment on it.
Oh,
like,
really?
oh, you came back easier, huh? Like they'd talk shit like that. And that's where I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. Is if you were playing RTS or something like you described. I think that'd be a lot of fun if because that would make a lot more sense than some uses of it.
Yeah.
Is that the factions, you lost a battle instead of losing a one-on-one fight, which you'd think wouldn't the result be death, and you kind of have to right around that, but losing a battle and then having to come back and fight another battle for war, I think it makes perfect sense. So
yeah,
I dig that. Okay, I got one. This one's for you. This one will play for you. The next Far Cry 8, dude. Far Cry 8 Nemesis system.
That would be
I don't
fun.
care what it is, whether it's like a military junta or whatever the fuck that you are like fighting your way through or whatever. But a Far Cry game for this, I think it fits a Far Cry in terms of like, I can't think of any other series that you could just more smoothly insert this into and you wouldn't lose
it wouldn't be hard.
Far Cry. It would just be Far Cry with a Nemesis system. I think it'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, I agree, because like there were like there's tons of like facilities or something that you'd have to go in and like take control of, right? Just go in there and take it over. Well, like what if there was a boss guy there, and if he beats you, he's now a little better. There's a little bit.
Imagine Far Cry 6, which was set on like fictional Cuba, and you're fighting through that. I think it would have made Far Cry 6 better, straight up.
Yeah,
straight up, because it's a military dictatorship, and you could fight. Maybe you are doing a rat bag type of thing, where you're trying to get one military commander that is like your mole to move up the ranks of the military by killing other guys. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I think Far Cry is a good fit for this.
Fun. Far Cry would be a good fit for this. Okay, now you're gonna have to help me a little bit with this one. I want to fit it into Harry Potter.
Dude, I put Hogwarts Legacy on here.
I was trying to do it though, like where you're a student at the school and you are competing with the other students for something. Like there is like a ranking system of the students. And I don't know how it would work. I mean, there's like no rules at the school anyway. You like duel each other. I don't know like what you do, but like
you can poison fellow students and you do not get into trouble.
No, there's nobody gets in trouble at Hogwarts ever. Crazy. So I was like trying to figure out a way to use this at Hogwarts, like at the school itself, and like with the different houses and with the different like kids at the different houses and different grade levels and things like that. Like, is there a way we can shoehorn the Nemesis system into that? Because I would love to have a Nemesis at the school.
It sounds like in your version of this for Hogwarts Legacy, is that the Nemesis system isn't the main system of the game. It's a side.
Yeah, it's a side thing.
I like that. That makes it a lot less pressure. I think that's easy. I think you could fit that into dueling just like that. And it would be a way to increase your dueling skill. Because there was something essentially like that in the first one.
Yeah.
It was like you progressively duel harder and harder students to up your skills. But I feel like a big part of the dueling, or a big part of the Nemesis system is the concept that the defeated enemies run in their mouth, or the people that the enemies that defeat you are talking shit because they're like, man, like you're back for more. It was always the attitude.
And if there's something I've learned from Harry Potter, it's that British kids really bully each other pretty hard. So
British bullying schools.
Yeah.
You just live there with. Imagine if you had to live with your bully. You didn't get to go home and cry to your mom about it. You just had to live with your bully.
You just live there. Yeah. And they're like openly your bully. Like they're even hiding it.
The teacher knows, because the teacher's also your bully.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'd work really well. Like if you're combining the Nemesis system, Hogwarts Legacy, and the video game Bully, like that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to really.
So I'm like, it'd be cool if you just ditch fucking Hogwarts and you just go into the Wizarding World during, say, the Wizarding War, which is so ill-defined because J.K. Rowling's like the worst world builder of all time. In terms of making a consistent world that makes any amount of sense. It's magical. It's fun, though. But the idea that this was essentially like a parallel to World War II, the good versus the evil wizards. The rise of hell, you could do it during the rise of Voldemort.
Yeah.
So you've got all the Death Eaters. I solved it for you. Set right before the events I guess before Harry Potter's born. A couple years before Harry Potter.
Yeah, like before that time frame.
In like the 80s.
The rise of Voldy.
The rise of Voldemort, and you are a member of the Order of Phoenix, and you are fighting the Death Eaters to try to fight your way up to Voldemort and eventually get your ass kicked. I like it. That's the answer. That's the Rise of Voldemort. God, that's a cool game name too.
That is a really cool game
Hogwarts
name.
Legacy, the Rise of Voldemort. Or just call it the Rise of Voldemort.
Dude, be so good.
Fuck, dude. Now I'm
I
like
do
way
want
into
that.
this.
I do want that too.
Because you're just like flying around fucking Britain.
Yeah. And they did such a good job of building the world for Hogwarts Legacy. Like, just do what they did there.
And you could easily just like, it's going to sound crazy.
Okay.
But picture the map of Britain.
Yeah.
That's your game map.
Okay.
But it's very limited because you can't fly your broom across the London metropolitan area. So that's actually just like invisible walled off to you.
Okay.
And so, yeah, you could fly your broom all because essentially if you're designing the map, it's just these really not really, but there's narrow corridors and tiny little things. So you could have the entire island and it would sound large, but it would be relatively small because it's mostly like rural and cordoned off areas.
Right. It could be fun.
Fuck.
That could be a Harry
Hate
Potter.
when we do this and come up with good games that we're
I know, me
play.
too. And it's never going to happen. We just need Hogwarts Legacy 2, to be honest. Like, I'm ready for it. My heart is ready.
Just tweaking, man.
Like, I'm ready
just
for it.
Want more.
Because I watched the Harry Potter movies with my kids.
Just
like over Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah, the Christmas movies, man.
And so we were watching it, and I was like watching it. I was like, I've been there. I've been to that location in Hogwarts Legacy. Like I've been up that bell tower. Like because they are doing recreations, and so you're like, oh, I know where that is. I have been there and walked around there with my character. So I do. I am now feeling ready for a new Hogwarts Legacy.
You play as Sirius Black's brother, Remus Black, who's the guy that like found the locket before Dumbledore did. And he was like fucking around before Voldemort died the first time, like trying to beat him. That's who you play as, going to all these crazy locations that are mentioned very in passing in the books.
Right.
We got to move on. I'll be so pissed. Keep talking about this. I got 2 more. What do you got?
That was it. I just had those 3.
Okay. Quick lightning round. Pokemon could be fun.
Okay.
Just trainers.
Pokemon would be easy.
Pokemon makes sense because the trainers get stronger while you're getting stronger. Typically, you fight a strong trainer and they beat you, unless it's your rival. You come back, they're the same level and everything. I propose a world in which they get stronger when they beat you, which is how Pokemon actually works.
Yeah.
You get stronger when you beat people, but people beat you, and then you just pass out and go back and fight them in the exact same level. So this, I guess, could apply to any JRPG.
This
where
would
you have
be
to grind
easy.
and grind and grind.
Like their level's just better.
Yeah, they just level up more, and they're like,
abilities,
you're back.
evolutions, or whatever.
So basically, I'm asking for a regular Pokemon game with an extra difficulty, because you wouldn't have to change anything about the game. You would just make it so every time they beat you, their Pokemon actually level up, and this could be for any trainer. But you can see when trainers beat you, the NPCs, their Pokemon don't gain experience. They don't have like an experience bar. They have no capability of doing that. But it would, if they could do that, I think it'd be fucking sick.
There's a random wild Pokemon that hunts you down like it's their mission.
I love that.
Just
dude, Mewtwo is out there just coming for you.
Like, you're just like,
he
always
shows up,
keep
beats
moving
the shit out of you, and then leaves, and you're like, I hope I don't see him again because he's now stronger.
I
hope he stays the fuck away from me.
Don't hold still.
The last one I've got here is, I think, the most unique take on this, and I love it, is Chivalry. I don't know if it would necessarily work, but I think the original Battlefront game, if I remember correctly, was a Patrick says it's a Diglett, just pops up under your feet and just fucks you up.
It's the 3-headed one now.
The dirt starts shaking and you're like, God
it's
damn
Dig
it.
Trio.
Here it comes. In Chivalry, you play in these huge battles with like 50 to 100 people, and it's like a medieval battle, and there's a million people running at you, and you're just fighting constantly, and you die constantly. But in the original Star Wars Battlefront, was it not a thing where the more you killed people, the better you got until eventually you were like Darth Vader walking around? Wasn't that how you became Darth Vader? You started as like a stormtrooper.
Could if you got like it's like the in Call of Duty, where you could like you getting kills, you could unlock that. I think if I remember correctly.
So there's like a kill streak bonus in Call of Duty. Or whatever that system was in Star Wars Battlefront, where you are a knight that keeps killing people in Chivalry, and you become more and more unstoppable. Now, I would say it would be kind of shitty to prevent snowballing, and you would have to design the game differently to account for this. I don't know how you would do it, but it'd be kind of fucking crazy if you just got like War Fury or whatever. You'd killed so many people, you were just stronger and stronger and stronger. And then everyone keeps coming back.
I want it to be they get larger, like physically larger
kaiju.
And a little bit stronger.
It's a kaiju game. You're right. That's what it is.
You see, just like that guy who's so good.
So in this, that's the solution. Tall. That's the solution. It isn't two factions. It's PvE. So everyone's fighting everyone. That's how it works, because the larger someone gets, it's like wasn't there like a game you guys were playing where there was like a bounty on people if they were what was this like Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer? Didn't it act like that something?
Oh, kinda.
Where like if you started doing shit, like you'd get tagged on the map for people to come kill you. I'm thinking about another game, I think.
I know. What was it? There was another game that I played that had
you
that
just didn't want to be like a dick, because then everyone would come try to kill you because you were a dick. Was it The Division 2?
It's like The Division, I think, did it. The Division did it.
So it's like that. So it's everyone versus everyone, and then you're all monsters in a small city or in a large metro area. You're trying to fuck up the city like Rampage. And if you see another monster, you fight him, and then if you kill another monster, you get bigger. So eventually, if you're 10 times larger than all the other monsters, they're all going to try to kill you, knowing that they have to. So that's where you all gang up.
That's
I want this game now too.
This could just be a game mode in Chivalry. Like this could be a game mode.
Yeah,
it doesn't even have to be the full game.
Or you could just do it in Fortnite. They could probably spin this up in a weekend.
Easily.
At Epic. Like basically, it's you all drop from the battle bus, and it's like a battle royale, and you don't even have to have the circle closing necessarily. But if you kill,
the more kills you're getting, like you just get bigger until you're just like stomping around the map, and everyone's trying to shoot you with their little teeny guns,
and they're mobbing on you like ants on something. Essentially, is the way that they defeat you.
I do want this game mode.
That could be fucking fun.
Yeah,
I don't know if you could even. I don't even think you could sue on this one being the Nemesis system.
That's not even the Nemesis
This isn't
system.
even.
We
just made a cool game.
We just made a new game mode.
We just invented
this is why we're
You're welcome,
so dope.
Assholes. You give us nothing, and we give you this.
We give you everything.
Gold. What do we get? All right, that's it. We want to hear yours. What do you guys think? Jump on our Discord. Tell us what games could use a Nemesis system, or what IPs you want a Home Alone Nemesis system. Tell me, how does that look?
How would that? Yeah, how would you make that happen?
Don't get me started. I just watched those movies. Both.
Nice.
They're so good.
Dice of Destiny. Nope, not doing it this week.
I think you could have predicted that this would. I wouldn't finish Expedition 33. And like I've played a little bit of games with JD this week, but even then, like we had to stop because I was just so tired. And I'm sick. I've been sick, and I'm trying desperately hard to get better. because I'm supposed to have surgery tomorrow. So I just really want this to go away so I can have surgery. Otherwise, I'll have to call, cancel, and reschedule. So I've been sleeping a lot, taking a lot of stuff, and so I just haven't been gaming as much. So I need more time to play more Claire Obscura.
This isn't one you want
Expedition 33.
You can't just short us on this one. Like
1 week.
You gotta play like 15 hours in this.
Yeah.
You gotta play this.
So, and I don't have it on the deck because I have it through Xbox Game Pass. And so, yeah, that's why we're having a Sunday pod. That's what Patrick said. Yes, that's why. Because we can't.
They're gonna drill into Peterson's brain.
Yeah, straight in up my nose,
like he's
through
a
the brain.
slutty Kennedy, and he'll be better.
They will fix everything, I think,
and his eye will stop leaking constantly.
I'm not a doctor, so
like
I don't know.
Dog.
But...
like a sick dog,
like a gross dog with those with the gross
white black boogers. That's Peterson's life. Did you guys know that?
Dude, I'm exactly like those.
Peterson dogs. Booger Dog is the name of this episode.
No. Oh, that's so good.
It can just be Booger Dog if you would like.
Peterson Booger Dog. Oh man. I hate it when it's a good one that I don't want to use, but I have to because it's so good.
You can tell the surgeon that right before he puts you under. Can't wait for you to fix my dog boogers, doc.
And he's like, "You're not the first person to say that."
And then
going under.
Just gasses you.
Yeah. Can someone shut this guy up?
Gas him.
Oh, I go out fast too. They don't even some people are like, takes a minute. Not me. They're like, count down from 10. I'm like 9. I get to 9 and I'm gone. Forget it.
Yeah, Peterson laughs. He's like, "Why would I?" It's just done. He doesn't even get to 10.
Just, don't even start
not even
counting.
say one number. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That's the whole sode. To play us out, we've got some Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer 8-bit style. Because I don't know, we played reindeer games last week, and 'tis the season. And shut up.
The season. We like Christmas music, so just let it happen.
Deal with it.
Why are you guys so mad about this?
Big thanks to Patrick and Snorkel for hopping on to hang out with us. Huge shout out to World War II Santa for inspiring us and remembering, helping remind us to honor the troops who are, of course, the reason for the season here. Santa with his ass wings and his prop jeep, bringing joy to the masses. I mean, I'd watch that movie. That movie,
that's true.
Sick.
Yeah, it does.
The other one, I don't think I want to play that game. All right, I'm JD, logging off.
And this is Peterson going AFK.